on the mission. Family on the mission. Yo, we back again, my friends. It's a Family on the Mission podcast. Yes, indeed. And today we got a special guest. I'm talking about entrepreneurship. I'm talking about he the one that got me motivated to doing my thing, man. It's my motherfucking homie, man. So let me go ahead and enter him in this joint and y'all give him a cold welcome. You know what I'm saying? Dino the Bambino, what's going on, bro?
What's happening?
Oh man, you know I'm good, man. I'm blessed and highly favored, man. How you feeling today?
Likewise, man. You said the magic word. Blessed.
That's right. Stay blessed, baby. Stay blessed up. So yeah, man. Today, man, we're gonna be talking about how you get in the game of the t-shirt business. Cause man, you motivated me, man. I didn't know what I was doing, and I was pressing up shirts. I was getting all kind of stuff, but the first time I seen it doing it, I was in Chicago in Roseland, and I seen people doing it. And I used to go all the way to Chicago to get my shirts. But then when I moved to Minnesota, I met you, and I was like, damn, bro, you really do it? I could do this, man. You know what I'm saying? So you really motivated me. So tell me who motivated you?
What motivated me, man, was basically, looking at every other person clothing line, man, just looking at studying FUBU, studying Rockaware, and just all of that different stuff. And every time I went and bought that stuff and spent big money on it, I was always thinking, man, I can create stuff that's comparable. So, I just had a idea, man. I made a little money working at my job at Comcast, man, and I just your vision expands when you start making money, and I start thinking about ways I can, create my own wealth, my own business. And it just dawned on me, man. I started looking for machines that I can come up with something that I hadn't seen before. And so I just bought machines to move with the brand that I came up with, which was hater-proof, man. When I got that vision in my heart, I was like, man, I just got to implement it. So hater-proof, the vision, and then just, being in a position to invest. And I was like, let me go get the machine. So it started with what I felt like God sent me.
That's what's up. That's what's up. So for the people that don't know, man, what do hater-proof stand for? What HAP stand for?
Well, what we understand, man, is that haters is infinite. They never gonna stop hating. The energy of hate is never gonna stop, no matter what, whether you rocking with it or not. And I just choose to be on the opposite spectrum of hating, and I go with God, man. And so there's a spiritual energy that's involved with this. Eights is like this, so it's HAP. The 8 is infinite. Hate is always gonna be there, and so is the love I got for people. And then I'm just always Olay to the bullshit, man. I'm out the way. If you come in with some negative energy, if you talking negative, if you talking about losing, if you demotivated, if you ain't up to nothing, I gotta Olay like a matador. So I stay out the way of people, man. So I'm just HAP. I'm hater proof, and it's all about positive energy, motivation, and God, man.
Man, again, man, non-productive brothers are enemies. You know what I'm saying? So you know what I'm saying? We ain't rocking with them. You know what I'm saying? So if they want to slow us down, man, we can't hold them. We can't let them hold us back. So yeah, I feel you on that, man. And man, I appreciate you coming on the podcast, man. But man, let's get real deep. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, it's all love. Anything in the world you want to know, man, my vibe, my energy, how I'm feeling, I'm sharing.
Now, I know you got a little spot. You had a little spot over on 38th in Chicago in Minnesota, right?
Yes, sir.
And a couple months back, man, some big shit went down over there with George Floyd, and that was like right on your doorstep. And that was crazy to me because I used to be over there rocking with you, and I moved to Florida, and when I seen that shit happen, I said, God damn, first thing kind of in my head was you, man. And thank God that you was gone from about there. You was like, yeah, man, God told me to get up out of there. So I was like, man, bro, because the first thing I thought about was you, man. I'm like, yo, this shit is crazy, man. So how did that affect your business when all that shit went down?
Well, first of all, it was one of those energies that you feel, man. I was over there for 9 years in about 4 months. So my 10th year anniversary was coming up. But it was just, there was a really eerie feeling over there on the block, man, from, my neighbors to, the community, the guys to, it was a funny vibe. And, I was dealing with it and I'm used to overcoming. But at this point, man, I had it felt spiritual because my son, he looked at a situation that we was in. A guy came in frustrated, talking crazy and acting tough. And my dad, after he left, after everything subsided, my son was like, "Dad, it's not safe here." And I was just like, and he was only 12 years old. So I'm sitting here like, it's not, for a kid to say that, that's when I felt like it was time to leave. So I decided to mount my departure. And that took 3 months because I had been there for so long. I had the studio, I had it all. I had the clothes. And so man, I just went on ahead and pulled up the stakes, man, and decided to go home. My son was struggling at home also because as an entrepreneur, you be all into your work. I was working 12 to 16-hour days and I'm raising my kids by myself as a single parent, leaving them at home, getting out of there and coming home at 8 o'clock at night. That wasn't healthy for them overall. So if we're going to be family on a mission, we got to make sure we're taking care of family despite the money mission. So I went home to basically deal with that. And as soon as I got there, shortly thereafter, coronavirus hit, man. It wasn't very long. I left in like September, October, and by January, coronavirus hit, man. And it was crazy because it was almost like I got out of there right in the nick of time. I listened to the whisper that I felt like God had sent me, and he rewarded me. When I left, I was blessed to acquire a new machinery, So I was like, man, so I had the machinery for 3 months. I had worked on it because I bought it used, fixed it. And then right when coronavirus hit, it was crazy because everybody was struggling. And then I would have been having to pay rent through that struggle, but I didn't. I ended up preparing myself for whatever the future was by just making sure I kept working and building my vision, which is having a big warehouse or whatever with these machines in it. And I got a call from the block, which is 38. They called me and said, "Man, we over here struggling, the whole community." And I shot over there and I started dropping shirts off at a high rate to them, man. It was I started wholesaling to them, different businesses, and just helping them out, man. We did numbers, and I let them keep most of the money, man. I took 20%. If I sold a shirt to them for $10, I made $5 because it took me $5 to produce it. They were selling them for whatever they were selling them for, 25, 30, and their businesses were blessed and they was able to sustain. So we both were helped out at that time. God got a way of showing up, man, when you just listen to the whisper. So I went down, I came up. It's kind of like a roller coaster, man, even right now. But I'm confident that, everything gonna be all right.
Man, that's dope. They say, man, when God talks to you, it's like a whisper. He whispers so soft, you would think it was a thought. You would think it
Right.
was your own thought, but that was
No.
God telling you. So, you know what I'm saying? That's real, bro. And hey, we're gonna backtrack because I know everybody want to know, you know, because they want to be entrepreneurs and they maybe want to start their business and stuff. So can you tell me what was the first machine you bought? Or yeah, what was the first machine you bought and you ain't know what you was doing? And because I want you to share your story to people to inspire them. Because that's what we're about. We're you trying to bring, what I'm saying, clarity, and we trying to bring, what I'm saying, we want to motivate others. You know what I'm saying? We want to motivate others. Somebody might be like, I want to do a t-shirt, but I don't know where to start at. So can you tell me where you started at?
Well, in the beginning, what happened was I decided to spend some money. It always take you to think of something, have a vision, but then also put your money where your mouth is. And when I buy something, I don't buy what's happening at the current time. I always buy into the future. So I ended up buying a vinyl cutter when nobody was using vinyl cutters for anything more than cutting lettering for jerseys and stuff like that. So if you go to a t-shirt shop, they wasn't using vinyl cutters like a Cricut. A Cricut is a vinyl cutter, but this was before Cricut came out. So I spent $3,000 on a nice rolling GX24, which is a vinyl cutter.
Right.
And, it allowed me to make exclusive pieces. From my perspective, it took time, but the quality which was what I was seeking was on another level. So That was the first machine I bought. I bought that rolling, didn't know what to do with it, how to do anything with it. And then I also bought a heat press. Of course, you need a heat press in order to press on the shirt, right? So I bought that. And I also bought a sublimation printer and ink, and I didn't know how to use it. I didn't even know I was buying sublimation ink. I thought I was buying ink that was going to allow me to put prints on shirts, but you need sublimation shirts, which is white polyester shirts, to print the sublimation. And
100%
I ended up
polyester.
spending $3,000 on cotton shirts, all colors.
Oh
So
no.
I spent $1,000 on the printer and the ink, and $3,000 on shirts that I couldn't print on. And I was exhausted at that moment, but I didn't quit. But yeah, those were the first machines that I bought, man, and I didn't even know how to use them. I didn't know any graphics, software, anything. I really didn't know where I was going with this. I just knew I wasn't gonna let my money sit and just rot. Money like to work. Money get bored. So I invested it, and then I ended up showing my partner, my friend from Chicago, man, Big Bear. Shout out to Big Bear. We went on a trip to Chicago, man. We just was traveling, hanging out, and on that trip, we was having talks about what I had already purchased. And he was like, "Man, I always wanted to do something like that, get into stuff like that." I showed him the stuff when we got back, and he was like, "Man, let's just open up a store." And we ended up traveling, going to New York City, spending a bunch of money on everything those little shops had, from mixtapes to clothes to shoes, purses, wallets. And we I went and got on 38th in Chicago, opened up the shop. But the clothing line aspect and what I was doing for Hater Proof was a separate venture. So I didn't know how to use my equipment. I had made a mistake by buying the wrong shirts. I had to do some learning. And I ended up meeting a guy in Uptown in Minneapolis named Will, white guy, man. I had already talked to a few other brothers, spent money with people, and they was just finessing me, charging me $100 to do something to take 10 minutes. I
Oh.
paid it. You got to pay your dues.
Mm-hmm.
But once I got with the white guy, which is crazy, he pretty much put me on. He showed me how easy stuff was. He showed me the software. He knew a little bit about everything. And I brought the machine over to his shop. And what's crazy is he was already running a t-shirt shop, but he was screen printing. And, he had never seen the vinyl cutter before, but he knew all the software on how to use Adobe Illustrator and those different things that allow you to make graphics. Once you hooked it up to the printer, it cut the material out. He saw a whole new opportunity. And so I went back to my shop, which wasn't that far from him, and I started taking orders. And he was like, "I'll just knock it out for you, take care of everything for you." And he was doing that for me. But he started using the machine because I gave him permission to do that. We both got busy. And I was just like, man, I can't have to call this man up to do my stuff. Then I call him, he's busy. So I was like, you know what? I'm going to go ahead and come and get the machine. So I went over there, picked the machine up, and started working with it, learning how to use it in more detail. He picked up a machine that cost double the price of mine right away. Once he started, it opened up a door for him too. And he started making a lot more money because he was able to make a one-off, which is one shirt at a time, instead of having to take a big order and go use the whole screen print process to make that. So we both grew from that point.
Hey, that's dope. That's dope. And one thing I want to touch on is what you said. Money like to work for itself. A lot of people like to put their money in the bank and they don't see no interest, or they can put it in the penny bank and it's just sitting there. Money is sit there and rot. And what you said was money like to work, and that is true, because you want to make your money is a tool. If you put your tool is in a toolbox and you'll never put them to work, man, they're gonna sit there and rust out. So,
Absolutely.
and I like what you said. You was like, man, I didn't even know nothing about nothing, but you jumped in on faith. You jumped in and you've been doing it for a couple years. You opened up a store, you invested your money into your dream. Your idea is everything. You got an idea in your head, you make it to everything. If you look around, everything is an idea. I tell people everything, like the picture behind me, people are like, oh man, that's a nice picture, but I made that picture. You know what I'm saying? I just I just had an idea and I did it. We was locked down, and I wrote a couple books. Everything was my idea. Everything is an idea, from the water, the bottles, the chairs. Everything is an idea, man. And you share your ideas. So you got an idea, anybody got an idea, man, invest into it, because the only thing about it, 10 people think like you, but only one person act on it.
Right.
So
So an idea, they pop in your brain every day. So the
every day.
next step from an idea is a vision as to what you want to do with that idea. To me, hater proof was something that God whispered in my ear because it's part of my spirituality and who I am as a person. I'm embodied with this. It's on my skin. You know, hater proof is a lifestyle. You know, when you say you hater proof, that means you're a positive, motivated individual, and you're not gonna let nothing stop you. You're gonna climb the mountain despite, you know, knock it, slipping and falling. You're gonna continue to go. I figure as long as I can open my eyes up in any situation, I'm gonna keep on going. So, you know, that's the energy, man. You know, I'm going. I'm an investor. I consider myself an investor. I don't spend money, I invest it. You know, it makes sense. Like money definitely, if technically if you bury money, if you put it in a place where it's warm, that stuff will mold on you. People be thinking, oh, I can save this, I can put this up. No, you can't. You got to work that thing, man. And it's not gonna be here in your pocket when you're not here. So you better teach somebody else around you, in your family, your friends, everybody, how to work this money. You know,
Yeah.
that's what has to happen.
Yeah, you can't save money like that. You can save money, and you know you have it for a couple years, and next you know everything upgraded,
The
and
cost of living.
you still running around here with small face $100 bills, and we got big face blue stripes. You know what I'm saying? Don't nobody want them, man. You pull out them old $100 bills, we gonna think that's monopoly money, man. So
Facts.
you holding on to that money, man. That's not good. You definitely gotta put it in rotation.
It's a game of doubles. You got to double it. You got to keep doubling it, keep flipping it, put it on the trampoline, and then all of a sudden you can start reaping some of the benefits, and you can spend some for fun and leisure. And that all should be promoting peace for your mindset, you
Mm-hmm.
know? But definitely having multiple strands of income, putting money in play, whether it's fast income coming in, whether it's slow, long as it's just not sitting there. Passive, you know, you got different ways to get it.
Yes. And you can spend your money on things you think that it was a mistake, but you can also learn from your mistake. So is there anything that I know you say you bought a whole bunch of gang of t-shirts and it was the wrong t-shirts, but how many times you think you made a mistake on investing your money into the wrong thing?
Quite a bit. That's all part of the game. That's otherwise that's the only way you're gonna learn. You know, a lot of times you start investing, which is your most valuable resource, which is your time. You know, one of the mistakes that I made, I think is even bigger than buying stuff, was investing my time into other people's visions while
Mm,
I'm in the midst of mine. A lot of companies and a lot of businesses, that what they do is they target people that are on a mission to get going, like in the entrepreneurial setting. Like if you start your business, let's say another company come in and see that you got that drive, and they'll try to get you involved with their product, tell you it's easy, you just invest a little something, and you're not going to have to worry about much because you got a good network. My thing is, don't invest in none of that. If you want a
mm,
mission for your own business, let's go ahead and get that business going really well, perfect it. Let's get it to the point where you're not working in the business. You can step out and work on it, and then you could probably make an investment into something else that you might be able to do. But I don't recommend spending your time on trying to diversify into another field of business. I think you should stay into yours. And if you do want to invest more, invest it into your learning and invest it into, what you're already into. So I'm a printer, I'm a designer. I'm going to invest into things that's going to make that better. Computers, more technology, better sophisticated situations. I'm not going with a side business. So
mm.
don't spend your time on trying to help or get involved. Don't let nobody trick you out the game and have you thinking that you can make easy money. I don't believe in that. I
No.
think we should work hard for what we get, and then smart. Because once you get started, you bust your butt. You be smart and basically, make it so that the business works for you.
Hmm. So, it's a lot of people that want to, like I said, they want to jump into the business game of the t-shirt industry. And I know you've been doing it for a long time, right? Can you tell me the difference between um, sublimation and vinyl?
For sure. Well, sublimation is a product, it's ink. And basically it turns into a gas when you press it at a certain temperature onto polyester. So the ink prints onto a piece of paper, and you take that paper with that full color design on it, and then you press that onto polyester, and it infuses into the polyester, which allows for it to not have a touch. You don't feel anything. When it comes to vinyl, that's considered a material. That's you buy that in rolls and in sheets, and you put that inside of a vinyl cutter, which is a Cricut or a Silhouette or what I said before, rolling. And basically that material is cut with a blade into a shape, or because it's really shape form. It's not pixels. It's not an image. It's a shape, and so it cuts that shape out, and you extract the excess material, kind of like cookie cutting. You know, if you're going to make cookies, you take the star, you pluck it in like that, and then you take the excess material out. You can re-ball it up. But in this case, you get rid of the excess material, and you're left with an image that you put on the shirt. And it's become a phenomenon in this world. I mean, I had something to do with that, man. I started doing this stuff before anybody was doing it. I looked all over the world, and I saw nobody taking the vinyl cutter and making designs out of it. So for a long time, I was making designs for people, and it has such an illustrious look. It's vibrant, and so people, mine was blown when it first came out, and you know it was good. But yeah, the difference is you got ink, and the other one is a material.
Okay, so on that note, which one is the best, and out of them two, which one is the best, and which one is the cheapest? Like if you're trying to
Well,
invest into it, this your
well,
first time.
everything depends on your genre, your niche, the direction you're going. You know, both of them serves as. Let me come on in.
Yeah, he said hold on for a minute, I guess. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, for all the t-shirt people, man, y'all stay in tune. This my boy
All right.
Dino Bambino. You know, he
And
do it so
so, can you hear me?
yeah.
Okay, mic, audio. Hold on, MG.
Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, man, he do all over prints. He do
Let's
vinyl,
see.
and y'all need to check out his stuff, man. Cause my man, he really get down. He get down. He really touch bases with people. Do t-shirts for the loved ones that they lost their lives, and he do it for football teams, basketball teams, jerseys. You should really check him out, man.
Hold on, I'm still here.
Mm-hmm. Yes, indeed.
I'm back. You hear me?
Yeah, I hear you.
All right. So that was just a client on the way in. I just told him I'm doing an interview with Family on a Mission, and just come on through. But you said which one is better? And my thoughts
Yeah.
is this: if you needed to hurry up and make somebody a shirt, you can make it with either one. You're gonna get a more illustrious look with vinyl because you can use different material. It gives you the diversity to play with, like for instance, a puff material or a felt feel. You could do glitter, which I call ice. And when you do that, it's like it's popping. Now, what you do have when you do with sublimation is full color opportunities, because this got to be cut one color at a time, one layer at a time. But you know, it looks good. The other one, let's just say your design is that picture behind you. Don't nobody
Mhm.
want to sit there and cut 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 colors when they can just simply take it, print it out, and put it on the shirt. It's gonna show up and it's gonna look good, but it's not gonna have that other feel. So both of them is good. If you run in the business, you need both of them. You know, you need two different. You don't need sublimation, but because you can use transfer paper. But I would probably do sublimation with vinyl if I was starting out for sure.
Mm. Yes, sir. Hey, man, because I be trying to tell people. I was just trying to tell them when you was, what I'm saying, talking on the line. But man, you ain't got no product that you can show us real quick, like a t-shirt, or you just at work, what I'm saying, doing your
I
thing.
mean,
I know I
I
talked
definitely
to
got products I can show you, man. Because we doing wide format printing, and what we're doing is doing all over print shirts, man. That's what we're doing. Let me go get one real quick.
All right. Yeah, we with my boy Dino Bambino. Boy, that was quick. Okay. Woo wee. See what I'm talking about?
I designed this. It's the Black Betty boot, man.
Damn, that's dope.
And so this is sublimation. This was printed inside the fabric because of that gas process I was describing. So with that being said, you know, we got a big press machine now. So that machine covers the whole shirt, you know. So that's you've seen it a lot, but I was right there at the precipice in the beginning when it all started. And so we focus on that. Here's a hat that's made out of vinyl.
Okay.
This is digitally printed vinyl though, because instead of having to cut each color out, I got a printer that prints and cuts. So this is the next wave in regards to this different type of rich, man. We don't chase money, we chase our dreams, and money chase us, man. This way. That's the mission. So of course, everybody already know about vinyl. Transfer paper, that's pretty much, you know, they do the box shirts, you don't cut. So this one particularly, it cuts stuff out. Yeah, those are two new things that we're doing. And we're still doing a lot of the other stuff that we're doing also.
Yeah, that's what's up. And how long you been doing this?
11 years.
11 years. 11 years nonstop, boy. I feel you, man. That's crazy, man. You know, yeah, a lot of people want to do shirts and they want to do hats and they want to do all these things, and you know, they want it, but they don't want to make it. You know what I'm saying? I heard people saying, man, I'm going to China, I'm going over here, I'm doing that. But I don't know too much about China because I ain't been to China. I don't know what they got going on. But I've been to your spot and I seen the way you work. I seen how quick you is. I see the, you know what I'm saying, how you come, and I seen you had the studio. Man, you had your hands in a lot. You had so much going on. I was like, man, this dude is like, he going nuts. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, you definitely inspired me. And you know what I'm saying? It was one time like you said, man, I ain't know nothing about nothing. Man, I got all kind of machines and everything over my house, and I'm like, boy, I'm looking like a little young Dino around here, man. I still don't know what I'm doing, but you know what? I ain't gonna let it slow me down. So because I like creative things. I like art. I like making stuff. You know what I'm saying? I like ideas, and you know what I'm saying? I believe in that ideas make you some money, you know what I'm saying? But you just can't be scared to do it. So, you know what I'm saying? I was a little scared, but I still put my money into it. And you know, and if you invest into a dream, you don't get that instant gratification. It's gonna take you some time. You might, before you invest in your business, it might take about 2 or 3 years before you see something. So how long did you, and I know you quickly invested big money because you're talking about thousands, but how long did it take for you to see some money come back?
Okay, that's a good question. Man, I initially invested $10,000. I spent $10,000 on machines, clothes, printers, presses, and you know, within 3 months, me and my partner had talked about the business thing, and we started investing into that. So I spent another 20,000, you know, with him into the shop because we had to pay rent. We had to go out of town with cash. So I mean, I took all the money I had, all my savings, and spent it all, man. And then when we got into the shop, we did okay. We was making $500 a day, which really wasn't a lot of money, you know. And then with the way that the margins were set up with the stuff that we bought, there wasn't really a lot of margins for us to make no money because, you know, you buy a pair of gym shoes for 25 and you sell them for 50. There's not a lot of room. So I didn't really start making no money until my partner went and started another business, and I had to take over the business by myself. We was buying and selling. That's how I was looking at it. And, you know, I had actually tried to register Hater Proof as a business and try to do a clothing line. And then, because I was just going to do a clothing line at first. But I paid a lawyer to register my business. And I told him, God sent me this, man. I know it's good to go. Hater Proof. Hey, he was like, you sure? I was like, yeah. Well, when I gave him the money, he sent it through the, through the federal registry to make sure that the name was good, and somebody else had hater proof in another state, but it wasn't spelt like mine, and I was under the impression that that meant something. And he was like, it's too close to likeness. These people can ultimately sue you and come after your money. And I was like, really? So that kind of broke my dream at that time, man. It took me a year to recover from that. So I sat there and I stared at the stuff I was buying, because I was still buying and selling. And I was like, well, you know what? If I can't have a clothing line, then the one I want, then I'm going to give clothing line level quality to the public. And that's when I came up with HAP Customs, Hater-Proof Customs. And I started customizing for people. And that's when I started making money. When I changed up, I was going through the process, didn't know what to do. I sat there many days and nights trying to figure it out. And then I just came up with another vision. And bam, that's when it became lucrative.
Man, that's what's up. That's what's up. So
2 years.
Yeah, for about 2 years, start seeing.
Making money. When I talk about profit, maintenance, I was paying bills at first, but it was no, I wasn't making no money where I could do nothing, where I couldn't save nothing. I couldn't invest into nothing new too much. I mean, it was basic. I had to hustle. I had to sell mixtapes, and it was a bunch of hustling going on. As you know, my hands was in everything. I had the studio. I had, I was trying my best to stay afloat until I had that one niche that I can find, and it became customizing for the public, man. And that's when it took off.
Man, and all right, so we, we halfway through this interview, we're at the 30-minute mark. So I got some questions I want to ask you. We're gonna take it back a little bit. A lot of people see that you invested, when you start talking numbers, you scare people, like 10,000, 20,000. People like, yo, I ain't even got 1,000, nigga. What you talking about? So, I want you to tell people your backstory, like where you grew up at and how was it when you grew up? You know what I'm saying? Was it good, bad? Was it in poverty? Did you grow up with a silver spoon in your mouth? Was your parents good? Oh, you know what I'm saying? What's your backstory?
I grew up in the Wild Hunters, man, in Chicago. Same place that you from. 105th and Wentworth. Poverty, living in a home filled with people. My grandma, my grandfather, my mama, my stepfather. Daddy wasn't in the home. Cousins, roaches, rats, all that. You know what I mean? It was tough. Gang banging. That was it, And so I just had my mindset has always been the same though. I always been hustling. I always had a job. I always made a way. Did something. I cut grass. If I wasn't cutting, I would cut in half. I'm cleaning up somebody's yard. I clean your basement out. I had to get out and get something at an early age. So I've been on a mission for a long time. And then, I sold drugs. I was in the street. Inevitable situations occur in Chicago where, man, this is a way of life. My mom taught me to hustle, and I was like, man, this ain't really who I am. So I did that for 5 years of my life, man, from the age of 15 to 20. Thank God I never caught a case that stuck, and I was able to graduate. And that's what I talk about, man. I tell people, man, you gotta, when you hustling, is that where you at? You stuck? Are you serious? Or you just using this as a stepping stone? I don't care what you're doing. I can never knock your hustle, pimping, playing, hustling. Whatever you selling, doing, I'm never gonna knock it. But I just tell people to have a graduation point, especially when it ain't right. If it ain't good, So, I decided to go to college, man, at 20. I came up here hustling, but that really wasn't where my heart was. And so I was good at basketball. Cass was like, you should go try out for the team. That was some inspiration that I had. I was inspired to go to school and play ball. I walked in, walked on. It allowed me to get with a new group of guys. That was big, changing my environment and being around other positive people or people that's doing something in life. It opened up my mind. I was like, okay, I got away from the street, away from the block, because a lot of guys was trying to pull me in based upon miserable circumstances. Misery loves company is what you learn as you get older or, develop. And man, I just basically put myself in a new environment, and I was able to be okay with not having all this fancy fake stuff. I never really made it in the dope game. I never got nothing. So I only received things when I worked hard, man. And so it all made sense to just keep on grinding. And, at a young age, man, I went to college, did that, and I was flourishing in school, man. I stayed in school to finish the degree after basketball was over. It took 5 years to get a 2-year degree, man.
Mm.
You know, all of the other hoopers, my partners, they left after the seasons was over, and I just stuck it out, man, because I knew I had nothing else to go back to. So I learned as much as I could, learned to build some relationships with people, and man, ended up getting plugged in with a job through a friend. Being a good person, building positive, good relationships is important. Don't just treat people bad. If I see a janitor or an elevator operator, I give them respect. I say their name, because you never know who it is that can help you. So I got put on at a job. I mean, you know, somebody put me on at a little job. In the beginning, I wasn't making no real money, but it was just something that allowed me to see more. And, you know, I worked at Deluxe Corporation. And, you know, basically that didn't work out for me because they was running it a certain kind of way. They was doing some things they shouldn't have been doing. And I think they fixed that at this point, you know, when it comes to just prejudiceness, you know. Long story short, I graduated from that and ended up getting a job at Comcast. And it's all about relationships, man. I had another relationship with somebody else, but I also put in the work. Before I got the job, I got up every morning like I had a job. I dressed up. I showed up at the Urban League. I filled out applications. I mean, it wasn't no denying me the opportunity because I created them. Right. So it was the grind for me, man. It was the grind, persistence. And so I ended up getting that job at Comcast. And that was one of them jobs that was 100% commission. You know, you got to work, and it actually became something that I respect the most. I'm like, I want to make $100,000. And I was able to do that because I hustled. I hustled when I was asleep. You know, I put my flyers everywhere. I was talking to everybody, wore the uniform at the grocery store, up and down the street. Everywhere I went, I was in that uniform trying to sell the service. So I blew up in that area, and that's how I got the money to invest into my business. It wasn't nothing from the street. That never worked for me, man. It was my grind. So I took that Comcast money and I was able to invest it into something else. I was working there while I was doing this.
Man, that's what's up, man. I like what you said. You said, man, I was okay, man. I was thinking in my head, like, man, I am okay with being okay. You know what I'm saying? So, you know, and you right on that, you know, I tell my kids all the time, it's about the people that you meet, because you never know who you're going to meet that's going to change your life. But you ain't going to meet no damn body stuck in the room. So you better get your ass out and move around. You know what I'm saying? Shake some hands, meet a friend. You know what I'm saying? So, and then you know what I'm saying, back onto the, you know what I'm saying, the poverty, the hustling. What is something that you seen when you were hustling, something, a story, that something that you seen, you say, bro, this shit ain't for me?
Well, you know, the hardest thing for me, man, was rocking with people that was tough. You know, well, I would say willing to do anything, right? They'll stab, shoot, they'll do whatever they got to do, and you respect that because it's like, dang, that's dangerous. But then, you know, befriending them and being cool with them, and then having those same people turn on you, man, that for me was a sign that it wasn't for me. Because if I'm in, I'm in. If I'm down, I'm down. But when you supposed to be the king or the leader of this stuff, and you ain't real, and you fleecing and finessing your team, I realized the game is an evil game. It's scheduled for them to do that. And then a guy told me, he said, "Hey, this ain't for you." And basically, man, we lions, man. We killing. It's kill or be killed in here. Your friend, anybody will tell on you. People telling on you. People robbing you. I got done real bad because I had a good heart, man. I was a good guy. I wasn't one of the bad guys. I never joined the gang. Nah, that wasn't for me. I wanted in on the paper. You know what I'm saying? And I trusted some people that they just couldn't help themselves with how they were. And, you know, they had to go their way and I had to go mine. You know, it was just one of those things where I had to grow from that, man. I had to make decisions a lot of times in my life where I had to look at people heart and a spirit and decide, you know what, this ain't for me. I can't rock with this. These ain't good people. So, you know, I think that whole idea of hustling, it do turn you into a monster. I was a little bit more, you know, I would say I was focused in a different area. I almost thought people were up to no good all the time because that's what I was trained on. But that wasn't the case, man. There's some good people in the world. There's some honest people. And that's people that you can trust out here.
Yeah.
So it's just a game, man. It was a cold, dirty thing, you know, the environment.
Yeah, that's dope, man. So at the age you're at right now, if you can talk to your 16-year-old self, what would you tell him?
My 16-year-old self, I got a 16-year-old son, man. I tell him stuff all the time. Uh, I would tell myself to be mission based, man. To grind as if your window is gonna close. You got to believe in the process of practice. You got to train and practice, man. And you should start that early because you're not getting out of it. Nobody is. If you look around, everybody that's doing something had to train, had to practice. I don't care what your race is. You have to get on a disciplinary mission. You have to get up early and go to bed late. I would say try everything. Try a little bit of everything so you can discover where your heart is and your passion is, because that's what you should put your time and energy and your money into, not into what you believe is going to make you some money. You're a fool if you chase money. Anybody that ever chased money don't have none, right? I chase the dream. I chase what I love. I love to create. I've been a creator. I made stuff when I was little. You know, I did go-karts. I did basketball rims. I did clubhouses. I mean, I cut hair. I mean, you know, coming from Chicago, man, your hustle has to be Russell. And, you know, I was doing a little bit of everything, man. I can make anything. And even to me, I was saying printing clothes. And to me, it had there was some feminism inside of that. Like, man, I'm decorating clothes for dudes. And what, hey, man, it is what it is, man. You got to be, I like to be creative. And I know who I am. So I ain't worried about what people think. And that also brought me a lot of business, being able to perform for people at a high level, make them look fly without having that spirit of, dang, in my head. They gonna look, man, I give my best to everybody I work for. I don't care who it is. That's the plan. The plan is to treat it as if I'm gonna try to make the best shirt or design in my life every time. So I would tell them to try it all, man, so you can find out what you like. Because the worst thing you want to do is to go after making shirts because you want to make some money. You don't make shirts to make money. No.
Right.
You get after your dream and the money gonna come with it. Different type of rich, baby.
That's different kind of rich. And man, that's totally true, man. And you know, from Chicago, you know, I'm from Chicago. I'm from the Wild Hundreds, and you know, I had my hands in everything. I did, man, from videos to movies to raps to shirts I did everything. And you know, people used to always say, um, a jack of all trades, but a master of one. But it's really a jack of all trades is better than the master of one. Because if you're a master of one, if you just a master cook, that's all you know how to do is cook. You don't know how to change your flat. You don't know how to cut no hair. You don't know how to do nothing. So, you know, they put that in our head, a jack of all trades and a master of one. You know what I'm saying? No, you don't supposed to just master one. You're supposed to master and conquer everything around you. And you, like you said, you got to follow your dream, man. You got to follow your dream and don't chase the money, man. Because you following your dream, that's a different kind of rich. That's a different type of rich. You know what I'm saying? Because hell, I can make a shirt and maybe I don't sell it, but guess what? I can put that motherfucker on and look good in it.
Factory.
You know, that was my creativity. I can do that. You know what I'm saying? Other people are like, I don't know how to do that. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, so the kids is out here that want to, man, to chase your dream and don't follow the followers, man. Because you know when you run with a group of people, man, y'all on the same frequency, y'all all thinking the same. Y'all just want to smoke, drink, and do whatever the hell y'all want to do. You know what I'm saying? You're not thinking with your own mind, bro. You got to step out that comfort zone and think by yourself and think for yourself, and don't let nobody else think for you because they gonna steer you the wrong way. You know what I'm saying?
Most of the time, when kids are coming together, they're their peers, man, and you know you have that commonality with them. You in the same group in the same time, y'all going through the same experiences, and that's what they call peer pressure. When you start following other kids, to me that don't make sense. You might as well lead, but I do get it. Early on, I followed things that interested me. I followed when people were risk takers, do anything. I wasn't like that, so I would be like, wow, you doing stuff that I wouldn't do. I followed that, but it hurt me. I got shot when I was 16 by
Mm.
a cousin because it just wasn't for me. I'm in the wrong lane. Following dudes, being nosy, it wasn't smart. So, I had to get up off that, man. I had to be the leader. And when you become that, you grow powerful, man. As long as it's righteous, man, it'll continue to grow. I tell my son not to follow dudes, but I get it. If he do, I'm just gonna continue to tell him so that he can eventually bump his head, make his mistakes, and get back to where he's actually leading his own life. You know what I'm saying?
So, what kind of advice can you tell to the young dudes, to just to raise a vibration, just to be like, you know what, he right, bro. I could do it.
Well, my thoughts is this, man. You got to have confidence, man. It starts within. To gain confidence, you gotta practice something off the grid. If you hustling every day, you doing this, you doing that, you might want to pull up on a book. And in these days and times, reading doesn't even necessarily consist of actually having a hard copy. You can listen to your books nowadays, man. That's the benefit of technology. So I got Audible, man. I'm reading books regularly through my ears. Getting information and applying it is critical. So, to sit around and say what you can't do, what ain't gonna happen, is you killing yourself. You're killing your vibe, you're killing your visions, your dreams. You have to believe in yourself, man. Have some confidence, and to gain it, you got to try stuff and practice. And don't give up, man. Everything is possible. Not anything, everything is possible. That's what it's all about for me, man. People got to think that they can do stuff, man. So as far as money goes and all that stuff, there's free money out here. You don't even have to have cash or capital. You can literally work hard at fixing your credit. You can build your credit, and you can use other people's money in a lot of cases. With technology, man, you can get on YouTube and learn anything. Take one step at a time. If I had to start right now from scratch, I would start on my credit. It don't take no money for real. I mean, what, $500? Get a job and fix your credit, build that up. And once you do, you're able to borrow money against that. They'll loan you money to shoot your shot. You can get grants, it's loans. I mean, there's money out here to be made, but you definitely need to take that money and put it towards your vision and your dream, whatever that may be. And you got to dig deep for that. You got to figure it out. But the only way to do that is to try stuff. If you think you like art, then get it going. If you know you like to drive, then look at the CDL stuff, whatever you need to do. And don't stop. Continue to think about ways you can apply your vision to different areas that you can build from, like to make you some money, man. Get you some money and reinvest it. Keep spending it back into making more.
Yeah, making it flip. So you saying that, you listen to books, audio books. I listen to audio books too a lot because, growing up, it was a struggle for us kids that was in Chicago. It wasn't, I hate to say that we didn't know how to read. I think nobody never find the time to spend with us to teach us how to read. So I wouldn't say that we ain't know how to read, because I used to say that, but that's not true. Because shit, I got 3 books I wrote my own. So you know what I'm saying. But nobody never put a book in front of me. Nobody never told me that a book can it can open your mind up in so many places, man. You can read certain books and you be in different areas and you ain't even left the house. So on that note, what is a book that you read that made you say, that's dope, and it changed your mindset?
A mindset changing book is the 12-week year. That book right there, I'm reading it a second time, is one that will make you consolidate a year into 12 weeks, man. It'll give your mindset a different mission. What happens is it's all about what you tell yourself. If you jump into the world with everybody else and just grind it out for the year, and then at the end of the year, you're going to grind it out so you can get this bonus, that's cool. But if you tell yourself you got 12 weeks and every day is a week, and so now your mind switches. You know what I'm saying? And now you're moving at a higher level. That's how people get ahead. Why not grind it out, get ahead, and then come back in time and make decisions in a different financial state? If you grind like that, your money gonna follow you. It's impossible for you to just sit here and keep on doing something repeatedly that works, but you're doing it at a higher level than everybody else, and you sustain the same money. No, you're gonna figure stuff out. You're gonna blow. So I like that book, man. It's a must read for anybody who is stagnant, who's comfortable. I mean, the biggest challenge is comfort. Everybody gets comfortable. Oh, I make 100,000. I make this. Man, to me, I'm like, if you make 100,000 and you ain't doing nothing, then what'll happen if you actually start doing something? Or better yet, there's other parts of you that you can multiply that. Then you're really a $1 million person stuck in $100,000 person's body. Or if you work at McDonald's and you running it and you talking trash, man, I run this thing in my sleep. Don't look, man. Grind it out at every job you go to, and just project yourself into a new position. Everything is possible, man. You can be a manager at McDonald's, but then turn around and go be a vice president at John Deere. I'm just making up, anybody. You can go. You just got to believe it. And then, follow the steps that you need to get there, man. And in most cases, if you're grinding every day, you're going to get it. Yeah. You got one life to live, man. What are you going to do to maximize everything that you have in that great life you got?
Yeah, I tell people all the time, they like, man, I got this and I got that and I say, you know what, man, I kind of realized that ain't nobody gonna, when you pass on, ain't nobody gonna remember the car you drive. Ain't nobody remember the shoes you wear or the girl you had or none of that. They gonna remember you as how you treated them and how you treated others and how you treated yourself.
Facts. How many people you helped?
And how many people you help.
That's a
You know
big,
yeah. Because people just be like, oh, I got this. I'm nice, boy. I'm fly. I'm fly. And then you dead and you on a t-shirt. And now they come to Dino Thompson, won't you print my homie up? You know what I'm saying? And that's it. And it's like, no, bro. We gotta set memories, bro. We gotta be bigger than that. We gotta be bigger than material things. You know what I'm saying? So
yeah, memories is the only thing that lasts forever, man.
That's the only thing.
So you got to create great ones, man. And helping people is really the mission. As you said, family on a mission. I mean, my goal in business is to help other businesses. If you want to start a business, if you're an entrepreneur, I got my whole setup now. It was shirts, but now I do banners, I do stickers, decals, signs. I consult, business cards, whatever you need. Of course, I can design it for you, but I also got enough experience to help you to understand where you at and what we need to do to get you to where you want to go.
So for the people, you know what I'm saying, we already almost at an hour, and I know you're busy, man. And I was stalking you down to get on the show, man, because you're like, man, I'm busy. Every time I call, man, I'm paying money. I'm in the shop. Every time I call you, like I'm in the kitchen cooking. I'm like, man, this dude, man, you ain't gonna be able to do the show, man. But you did. You showed up and you showed out.
Yes, sir.
Is there any, like, you have a website or if somebody can get in touch with you if they want to get a banner, a t-shirt, or a hat or anything? Or
man, I'm on Facebook. My website is up. It got information on there, but it's not done. I'm doing it myself because I wanted total control, whatever. But I'm on Facebook, man. You can go. All you got to do is Google H8P Customs, H8P Customs, and my information is all over the internet. And Facebook, H8P Customs. You reach out, you hit that up. I'm Dino Bambino, DEYNO BAMBINO, and man, we can rock. I could sell you one of these, hook you up, and you can start feeling the vibe. We hater proof, and just we can do business. I can help from from business cards, logos, designs, t-shirts, whatever. I can help you design your whole outfit, meaning your life.
Yeah, man, you still hear me? Yeah, man, I know you're doing big things, man. The other day you called me. It was, I get up at 5 a.m. So, you know what I'm saying? You called me when I got up and I was reading my audio book and I was like, man, checking out. I said, damn, Dino called me early as hell, man. You in the, I see it's sky blue outside with the palm trees. You out there doing it. I said, man, where you at, boy? You was in, I don't know where you was at. Where you was at?
Puerto Rico.
Puerto Rico?
Yeah.
Man, I say, man, you know what, man, you inspire me, man, in so many ways, bro. And I just want to give you flowers now and tell you, man, bro, I love you, bro. I like what you're doing, man. I like what you're doing with your family. You know what I'm saying? I know you on a personal level, so you know what I'm saying. Hey, it
I'm
be
gonna
some
walk you
real.
back here. They back here, man. The kids is here Saturday, and basically, here's the warehouse. I mean, my son a little wild, but hey, my daughter's over here putting together the embroidery machine, getting this up and running.
Tiani,
Hi.
Dion is back here, fresh off of a
Dion, what up,
workout.
bro? Mr. 100 push-ups at 7 years old.
So yeah, man, I just got them. That's my life, man. I wanted you to see that because, if you ain't doing that, what you doing? If you ain't inspiring the next generation, your family or your friends, then you pretty much you on some selfish stuff, man. And that's something I'm not on. I'm on sharing, man. That's why, I'm here for you. I'm here for anybody that's trying to get on, and I can make it easy. I know I did what I did, but I can kick this off all over again for peanuts, man. Now I know. I snatch up a cricket machine and a Chinese press machine and a little printer and some paper, and man, we gone. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I can
what's up,
shoot.
man.
It's nothing.
Man, that's what's up, man. I love what you got going on. You know what I'm saying? You got your family working, man. I know it ain't easy, but you know what? Somebody got to do it, man. You a single father. Man, I wish I had a father, you know what I'm saying? That was just showing me that, I mean, everybody got a father, but I'm talking about that showing me some real shit, you know what I'm saying? Not no street shit, trying to keep me out the way, you know what I'm saying? And for them young boys, I know it's hard because you know what I'm saying, we want to do what we want to do. We want to hang out with our friends. We don't see your vision at a young age, but eventually we will, you know what I'm saying? And that's why I want you on the Family on the Mission podcast, because you and your family been on the mission since the beginning. I remember when I first met your kids, they was little peanuts, man. They was little, man. You know what I'm saying? And now they big and grown. They growing mustache and shit.
Right,
And man,
crazy.
I'm just like, man, I see the growth, bro, and I appreciate you, bro. And I
Oh,
love
thank
for you, man, to have you back again so we can chop it up. You know what I'm saying? But I know, yeah, we about an hour now, and I know you've been busy, man. You got people ringing your line, coming in doors and shit. So, you know, so I ain't gonna hold you hostage no more. And I appreciate you coming on, man. Anything else you want to say before we leave out this joint?
Man, I just want you to know you also inspire. You've been doing what you've been doing for a long time. You're really good at art and creativity, and so our friendship has been great for me as well, man. That's why I came on here. This is my first interview podcast that I've ever done, and I thought that you deserved that. I'm a private dude, man. I don't be on this type of thing, but I said, Monty, that's my man. If you ask, you shall receive. So it's 100 over here too all day. You know what I'm
Oh
saying?
man, I appreciate that. Hey, you remember when we first met? What I say to you?
You said, man, we gonna be best friends, man.
Man,
I
how
was
many
like,
years was that?
oh man, it was over 10 years ago, Monty.
Man, because I keep my word, man. Because I'm a true believer. If you got a friend, man, you have a friend forever, man. You keep it 100 with them, and that's what it is, G.
Yes, sir.
All
Well, I'm
right,
vibing
man.
with that.
Yeah, this your boy Monty G, and y'all just witnessed the Family on the Mission podcast with your boy Dino the Bambino. I can't say that, man. I gotta say Dino Bambino because you know
Hey,
I
Monty,
mean
you did that song, man. You know, and
what?
that was grandiose, man. He did the HAP. He made the HAP anthem song, man. We rocked that, man. So
Oh man,
Dino the
anything you
Bambino,
want.
Dino Bambino is all the same.
Hey, on the real, because man, anything you want, you can put it on a t-shirt. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, man, I still be bumping that, man. You know what, I should have had it in the beginning of the podcast, man.
It
You
ain't
know,
never going nowhere, man. That's it.
yeah, man, it was much love, man. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, this your boy Monty G, Dino Bambino. You know what I'm saying? With the Fammission podcast, and we out. G Staff.
HAP, give me the slap.
Oh, well, wrong hand, wrong hand. Go ahead, do it again. Wait, I don't know, my camera messed up. Bow, bow, bow. Yeah. You already know what it is.
All right, my boy.
What? That was my boy Dino Babino. Man, I'm talking about a true friend. I'm an entrepreneur. He do t-shirts and everything, man. Like he said, he keep it slow. And he real quiet and he just lay low and play slow, man. But he get that dope. Remember that. Stay focused and follow your dream.